Welcome back to the Friday Football Fever Kickoff Show. I'm Bret Beherns, joined now by 4 coaches from the brand new Lincoln Prairie Conference. We've got Villa Grove Heritage's Heath Wilson, Arcola's Nick Lindsay, Cumberland's Lucas Watkins, and Argenta Orienta's Steve Kirk. Guys, thanks for your time here. Excited to get football finally going here back in the area. But I'm curious to know, as we start this new conference, what the Little Okaw Valley Conference meant for your schools and how it will shape going forward.
Definitely looking forward to this new conference and getting it going. And I think that it's best for travel and for rivals.
Yeah, Nick, Arcola, one of the founding members of the LOVC way back in the day. How does this kind of shape your community and your school now that it won't be a part of it?
Yeah, it was definitely a large part of our tradition, and there were some people who kept the LOVC pretty close to their heart. So leaving that was difficult, but I'm excited to see what the new conference brings, and kind of building off what Heath said, playing new competition, and just I think a new sense of stability in the conference as far as top to bottom, the way the league goes.
Travel, one of the biggest reasons, if not the biggest reason that the LOVC broke up for what it is. It's a long haul for you, Lucas, and for you, Steve, to go from your places, and it's still going to be some long trips, but how does this help that, at least at the forefront of not making as many of those?
Having the 2 conferences, we had crossover games and everything, so these opponents are going to be similar, travels will be similar, with the exception of Blue Ridge.
What about for you, Steve?
I think for us, it really helps with the non-conference games. Last year we had to go all the way to Robinson, which was a 3-hour trek. So, I think with the 10-team closed league, that really helps things out for us.
Now, the IHSA has proposed districts, and it passed at the first level, which could blow all of this conference up in just a couple of years, starting in 2021. So I'm interested to know from you guys, is districts a good thing, and do you think this will even happen?
We're not a fan of the districts. One, it gives our ADs, headaches to try to schedule officials. I don't see it personally happening. I'm not a big fan of it. So hopefully it'll come back up next November and either re-vote on it or we'll get rid of it.
Nick, what about for you?
Yeah, I think from the athletic director standpoint, it throws a whole wrench in the game as far as scheduling goes and officials and things like that. But, we're all kind of at the mercy of the IHSA and whatever the decision is, it doesn't do us any good to complain about it.
Lucas, how could this shape you guys being way down there, in Cumberland if this does pass?
In my opinion, it really doesn't, from a competitive standpoint and travel, it really doesn't make that big of a difference based on our location. We've got some travels here in this conference, and the proposed district that I saw, and there was a lot of travel too, but compared to where we're at now, it would be similar, I think, and the competition would probably be about the same.
Steve, this may not even happen, you're hearing?
No, yeah, I do believe it's going to come up for a revote in November. I've seen a lot of backlash, about this, and since they came out with the proposed mock-ups, I think, even more backlash has happened. So
could certainly shape the whole scope of high school football differently for the future, and proposed right now to start in 2021. Let's talk about your teams, because football is why we're here to begin with. You guys made it the furthest last year, the semifinal run. You won the Northwest Division. How do you like your team this year? I know you got some playmakers back.
We did graduate 17 seniors, but we've been working hard, throughout the summer and the fall to replace those kids. We got a lot of guys that have competed for a lot of spots, and we've done nothing but improve over these last 3 weeks, and we're really excited to get going.
Lucas, you lose some big-time playmakers, 12 seniors last year. You're trying to replace a quarterback. What have you seen from your team so far as we're leading up here to kickoff?
Improving from week to week. Our quarterback last year was one of the better ones we've had, and he's going to be difficult to replace. But I think that we can get some kids back there. He was a thrower first. I think maybe we can get some kids in there that are maybe more athletic, that can give us the threat to run the ball. So I'm kind of looking forward to maybe adding that dimension to our team.
And Nick, you guys returned almost everybody, right? And Steve might say you're the favorite going into this year with so many guys back. How have you been able to work further ahead this year with your guys knowing what to do and what to expect?
Yeah, it's nice to have that solid foundation back, and I'm excited at the point that we're at as far as our install and everything goes.
Heath, what about for you? How have you set your culture, and how did making the playoffs that first year help you?
That first year making the playoffs was great. The kids are working. This summer's been great. These kids have playoffs on their mind now, and They worked their tail off. You know, their work ethic's there. We got some key kids back that didn't play last year because they got hurt in 7-on-7 in the summertime. So, so definitely looking forward to this year and see what happens.
Well, guys, thanks so much for coming in. As it's fun to just talk about football, number one, it's even more fun to get it on the field, and that happens tomorrow night. We're not done yet here on the Friday Football Fever Kickoff Show. We're talking 8-man football after the break. Stay with us as the Friday Football Fever Kickoff Show rolls on.